In the wake of post-election meltdowns, there was this video that surfaced of a woman sitting next to a man aboard an aircraft who had a differing political view than him, and the woman began to get considerably anxious. And in light of these freakouts and the apparent mental crisis in our country, I believe that it is a good time to share some to-dos and to not to-dos when aboard an airplane. Would you be so kind to double check that you are subscribed to my channel? Thank you so much. Now, just a disclaimer, the POV You Fly Frontier is just a joke from an upcoming clip. Let's take a second to understand the events that transpired this day.
She has called me names and insulted me just for sitting down in the seat, saying that I came here to celebrate today.
Is there going to be a problem?
I would like for him to change seats with someone.
No, I'm going to get somebody. Well, you don't have that right. So I will get somebody to come and talk.
You pretend you have the moral high ground, but you put that man's finger on the nuclear button. That man doesn't believe in climate change. Do you believe in gravity? Did you know gravity is just a theory?
Excuse me, ma'am. You grab your belongings when you come.
Right.
We're gonna have to take you off this plane.
I beg
We're gonna have to take you off this plane right now. Can you grab your belongings and come with me, please? Yes. Can you grab your belongings and come with me?
no. I paid for this seat and I'm sitting.
Despite her
This clip, it actually gives me anxiety. This is my worst nightmare, to sit next to somebody on a plane who is just angry at me or for some reason bothered by me. That is my literal worst nightmare. To me, the craziest thing is just how demeaning she is to him based on his political beliefs, and therefore she just assumes that he's just like a psychopath who believes in all these crazy conspiracies, and he thinks that the earth is flat and all of this bogus stuff that has no merit. And I'm feeling nervous because aircrafts, they can be scary and a lot of people feel nervous and then it makes you feel nervous too. So if you do travel on an airplane, which I'm sure many of you do, some reasons why people freak out is because they feel a lack of control. It's an unnatural situation flying through the sky. People are afraid of the germs or a terrorist attack. It's a stressful situation. Sometimes flights get delayed and customers are angry. There's low air pressure, which can actually lead to an effect on decision making and emotions. That's wild. And significant life events. You never know what people are going through. And also, of course, the airports are just crazy. There's long lines and it's busy. And these are very difficult for people to manage, especially when being around strangers. Some people have social anxiety, and some things that can help are breathing techniques. Perhaps if this lady would have taken some deep breaths, she would have been calm. Avoid using caffeine, which is so important. Sometimes I get so jittery on the airplane and then I feel a little bit shaky. Last time I was on a plane, this guy in front of me was just throwing up nonstop. And so I feel bad when other people are stressed out. So it is important to bring a book, download some movies. I like to be a workaholic on an airplane, and use that time effectively. Bring an eye mask or earplugs for sleeping. And of course, sleeping on airplanes is just so hard. Bringing a neck pillow really does help a lot as well. Sometimes I just don't even care. I'll be leaning down on like the table. There was a picture of me falling asleep on one airplane and I was like this, and I fell asleep with my mouth open. That's so embarrassing. But it is definitely not as embarrassing as throwing a full out tantrum. And again, some of the things we just discussed are ways to stay calm on an airplane. Should you begin to feel really anxious or you see somebody else acting anxious, this video, by the way, is for informational purposes so that we can learn how to manage these types of stressful situations should they arise. So this video is POV, you're flying on Frontier. I've had pretty good experiences with Frontier. I've flown them a lot, and many of the times I haven't even brought a carry-on bag, and I just bring like a little backpack, and I haven't ever had to pay for it. Like, it's never been overweight, and so they've never made any problems. The staff is usually really nice, and they give you water. I believe they give you free drinks, and so I think Frontier is a great airline, but I guess sometimes there are a certain class of people that also fly Frontier, and so I guess this is what potentially could happen. should you fly Frontier? Maybe, maybe not.
Kicking her off.
Wait, why is the whole airplane getting involved? Like they're watching the Bad Girls Club or something. They're like, this is getting real. It's about to go down. It's like everybody's hyping them up. Don't do that. That is the opposite of what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to look out your window, look at your phone and ignore it. Pretend like it's not going on and you don't see it.
Oh my God. Yo.
No, that is not what you're supposed to do on an airplane. On airplanes is the time where you can be able to take the most initiative to help a person put up their bag, help them when they need to go to the bathroom and go stand up so they can pass through, things like that. It's where the best of humanity is supposed to shine through and show that strangers are really kind and there's still faith in humanity. Not this. Not this at all. And here we have a police who forced an entire airplane full of passengers to deboard after a woman refused to get off FaceTime and put her phone in airplane mode. I had no idea that they actually checked people's phones for this. And I did see a comment of somebody say that the flight attendant was going on a power trip. Maybe she had a personal problem with this specific passenger. However, it is important to put your phone on airplane mode because if you don't, I guess this is what's going to happen.
Sorry, folks, we're gonna have to deboard you.
Are you serious? Oh my God, woman, get off the plane!
Are you serious?
We don't have time for
Get
off the
Folks,
plane!
please listen to the flight.
No, we've been already on the plane for
Please
like
listen to
an
that. We'll take care of
hour.
it.
You know what? That happened with me on Frontier. I was making a video where I go to all these different McDonald's around the country. And when I landed, we waited because the gate already had an airplane in it and they were behind on schedule. So we had to wait for the gate to come open and we literally landed and waited about an hour and a half to get off the plane and people were so frustrated. And so these waits already take long enough and then to have to deboard everybody, I can't imagine how frustrated they were, especially if they have something to do, which a lot of them do.
Are you?
That's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. Like, I imagine being the passengers, but I also imagine being that woman that made everybody get off and just, can you imagine just how angry everyone was at her? That's so embarrassing.
Fucker, really? You suck! It's a fuck.
Oh man, that is the definition of the walk of shame. At least she had a mask on. This is why people wear masks, so they can hide their embarrassment from stuff like this. There is a video of this that I am not going to play that happened on a Frontier Airlines flight where a passenger allegedly squatted to pee in the aisle during landing and everybody was screaming and yelling. So I've had pretty good experiences with Frontier, but then one time I just had a really bad experience as well. So, I mean, you have to be prepared and always remember to speak up. If you see something crazy like this happening, call a flight attendant and let them know what's going on immediately. The correct quote for this is, if you see something, say something. Repeat that to yourself when you go to the airport next time. This is my favorite main character syndrome clip ever. This Christian singer makes a scene on a plane after finding out she was nominated for a Grammy. I mean, she's just so excited about it that she wants to tell everybody, but nobody cares.
I'm starting right now. I can sit down and I'll sit down. The seatbelt signs off. The seatbelt signs off. It's not a disturbance.
The flight attendant's literally telling her, sit down and be quiet.
Once you hit, it's right here, babe. I am. I'm gonna have a seat. Okay. So watch me bless him. So I used to sing on planes a long time ago. I just found out I'm up for 2 Grammys. My very first time, you guys. My name is Bobby Storm, and I'm up for.
It's so funny that everybody is clapping for her.
2 Grammys. I sing for the Lord, and my song is out on all platforms. It's called We Can't Forget 'Em. Michael McDonald cleared it. Warren G is on the original
The flight attendant is so annoyed. Look at how happy this lady is.
record as well. It's with Regulators. I want to share this with you guys. I wanted to do it when I first got on the plane, but I was like, you know, I haven't done this in a while. I've gotten to the next status, so.
Are you able to be quiet?
But they're enjoying it. So while we're sitting here, could I please?
I'm not enjoying it. So I'm asking you, can you be quiet?
Okay, well,
That's
I
a yes,
find that up.
That's a yes or no answer, please.
Am I going to go to jail if I don't?
Can you please answer my question? Are you willing and able to be quiet right now?
I'm doing what the Lord is telling me to do.
I'm asking you a question, yes or no. I'm your flight leader. I need you to follow my instruction.
Okay.
My instruction for you to answer my question. Are you able to be quiet
What
right
do you
now?
guys think?
I'm asking you, ma'am.
I'm asking you guys.
She's like, can I get an amen on the airplane?
What do you guys
Okay.
think?
This is honestly like, it's giving me social anxiety. Like the awkward encounter that she just had, and like him asking her if she is capable of being quiet is just so insane to me, because honestly, one of the most important things that we can do sometimes is to just be quiet, because most people, and myself sometimes, especially in these videos, like we just talk nonstop and we can go on and on about ourselves, and most of the time nobody cares. But here on an aircraft, when you're surrounded by a bunch of strangers, it is just the most inappropriate place to do it. I can't believe she did that. This person says we can all find some comfort in the fact that she's definitely not going to win a Grammy, especially if this blows up. They'll wipe their blank with her nominee. This is prime main character material right there. Love that the guy interrupted her boastful speech to ask her to be quiet. Agreed. She was curt, professional, and wasn't distracted from her answers. I'm not enjoying it. It's so awkward. It's just so awkward. I mean, probably if this lady would have done that, I probably would have clapped too and been like, oh, that's awesome, congratulations. I mean, she looks like a kid who just came home from school and wants to tell her mom some exciting news. But instead it's a flight attendant, and he doesn't care, because why should he? My anxiety is like so heightened right now. Every time I see these public freakout videos, either in a fast food restaurant, grocery store, and an airport, it's never anywhere else. And come on, I mean, these workers, they have a hard enough job. People yell at them all the time, and I think that it's so rude. One of the people that I look up to and listen to their audible books, he says that he buys gift cards for Starbucks, and every time he goes on an airplane, he hands it to the flight attendant crew, and he says that he doesn't have the intention of getting upgraded, but sometimes he does. And in another book that I read, he tells a story where he went up to the gate agent after a lady had just screamed at him or her, and then when he gets to the front, he's like, okay, now scream at me, and basically let the flight attendant release all of her built up anger that she couldn't tell the customer, and then she was able to tell him, look, we're not able to do anything about it, the flight is delayed, because a lot of the times they're not in control of any of the things that happen, and their procedure is necessary for our safety, and so we should be grateful for them when there are delays and use the opportunity to get to know a new airport or walk around and have a good time. But some people just go absolutely berserk so unnecessarily. Like these 3 women who freaked out on the workers because their flight got delayed. Seriously, that's so ridiculous. Whatever reason it got delayed for, I'm sure there was a good reason. The pilots want to go home and be on time just as much as you do. So kicking and screaming and throwing a tantrum like a little kid isn't going to do anything. Do you guys remember this video? I was so shocked when this clip came out of this lady saying that that guy was not real, and then there was a bunch of conspiracies about it, as if the person on the plane was a lizard person, and just people going off the rails with conspiracies. Some people saying that she has a mental illness or was perhaps just having an anxiety attack. Let me watch the clip and let me know what you think happened.
Say whatever you want. I'm telling you, I'm getting the fuck off, and there's a reason why I'm getting the
Sorry.
fuck off, and everyone can either believe it or they cannot believe it. I don't give 2 fucks, but I am telling you right now, that motherfucker, That motherfucker back there is not real. And you can sit on this plane and you can fucking die with them or not. I'm not going to.
Bye.
It's so funny how some people are saying, get off, just go. And then the guy at the end is like, bye. That's my favorite part, the bye. But it's just weird, the language that she used and her body language, right? Because she was so intense about it. And you could hear the strain in her voice and her body language that she was scared. And the way she says, not real, and how she was just kind of squeaky. You could tell that she was really concerned. But no, everybody else on the plane was just super annoyed by it. And then there was videos of this woman saying that she was her on the plane and she had a freak out, but then other people were saying, no, that's not actually her. And this person says that's not the 5 minutes of fame she wanted. I highly doubt that she had a plane freak out to go famous. I don't think that that would work. I don't know why this is something people need to see. Why spread this all over the internet? I feel sorry for her. She's probably having some sort of mental breakdown. To be honest, as I said elsewhere, she's probably not high. She's probably having a psychotic episode. It's not funny, and it's certainly more distressed and is certainly more distressed than we are. Obviously not true, but my favorite conspiracy from this being from Denver, Colorado, where we have the Denver International Airport, and they had signs like this around of a lizard layer. It says, what are we doing? Are we adding amazing new restaurants and bars? Or are we building an Illuminati headquarters? Or are we remodeling for the lizard people's lair? And I like to believe the last one, that the person she was sitting next to was actually a lizard person. He indeed was not real. This flight was diverted after a passenger's meltdown, a $6,200 fine. And all you had to do was just avoid caffeine, choose your seat, and distract yourself and mind your own business. But instead, you're getting a really expensive fine because you were freaking out, just freaking out. And so I guess, I don't know if she got arrested or just at least escorted off the plane. That's just so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. This woman had a meltdown after her boyfriend used the opportunity to break up with her. Probably not the best place to break up with a woman, especially if she's the type to get hysterical sometimes. Not a good idea.
Fuck off!
Do you think this made him want to get back with her?
Hey, ma'am, where are your bags?
No, not the correct place to do this at all. The airplane is meant to be a place where people are calm and relaxed. And honestly, I don't speak to the passenger next to me unless spoken to first. I don't speak unless spoken to. Crazy Karen blocks the aisle on an airplane and then screams as if being attacked. So these people, they don't mind talking to the person next to them nonstop, telling them about their Grammy nominee, or screaming for that matter, I guess.
Right here, are you going to get off the aircraft or are you going to sit there and scream? I'm just asking. Because it's going to be your turn.
I got
so
to
you
pee.
need to go.
I
and
got
you need
to
go.
get off of here. Ma'am, I'm trying to...
Excuse me, I work here, ma'am.
Well, I need
Get off the aircraft, please.
Wow. Imagine somebody letting you know that they need to use the restroom, and instead of just being like, oh, sorry, just give me a second and unbuckle and move out of the way, you just begin screaming at the top of your lungs. Why? What warranted this? I don't know. But honestly, we can never truly know what people are going through and the stress that they're under in their regular lives. That's why it's important to treat people with respect, help them put up their bags. Like I said, let them go first. And also something that I've seen is that people are not waiting to get off the airplane. It's like everybody is standing up and then pushing themselves off. But actually, you're supposed to do it like you do in church. You know, the first row stands up and then they go. Second row stands up after they have already left, and then the next row stands up. But usually you even remain seated until the next row has basically exited. That's just kind of courtesy. But I guess if you're flying Frontier, it doesn't really matter. Please double check that you're subscribed to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye!